Good morning, students. Today's lesson is all about the water cycle. Do you know what the water cycle is? Please listen and observe carefully the different processes taking place of the water cycle. Water is always on the move. Rain falling where you live may have been water in the ocean just days before, and the water you see in a river or stream may have been snow on a high mountain top. Water can be in the atmosphere, on the land, in the ocean, and even underground. It is recycled over and over through the water cycle. In the cycle, water changes state between liquid, solid, and gas. Most water vapor gets into the atmosphere by a process called evaporation. This process turns the water that is at the top of the ocean, rivers, lakes, and streams into water vapor in the atmosphere, using energy from the sun. Water vapor can also form snow and ice through a process of sublimation and can evaporate from plants by a process called transpiration. The water vapor rises in the atmosphere and cools, forming tiny droplets by a process called condensation. Those water droplets make up clouds. If those tiny water droplets combine with each other, they grow larger and eventually become too heavy to stay in the air, then fall to the ground as rain, snow, and other types of precipitate. Most of the precipitation that falls becomes a part of the ocean or part of the rivers, lakes, and streams that eventually leads back to the ocean. Some of the snow and ice that falls as precipitation stays on the Earth's surface in glaciers and other types of ice. Some of the precipitation seeps into the ground and becomes a part of the groundwater. Water stays in certain places longer than others. A drop of water may spend over 3,000 years in the ocean before moving on to another part of the water cycle, while a drop of water spends an average of just 8 days in the atmosphere before falling back to Earth. Transpiration is the process where water contained in liquid form in plants is converted to vapor and released to the atmosphere. Much of the water taken up by plants is released through transpiration. Evaporation is the process that changes a liquid into gas. It can occur at any temperature and is due to the movement of molecules in liquid. Precipitation is any form of water that falls to the Earth's surface. Different forms of precipitation include drizzle, rain, hail, snow, sleet, and freezing rain. Precipitation is important because it helps maintain the atmospheric balance. Infiltration is the physical process involving movement of water through the boundary area where the atmosphere interferes with the soil. Runoff is flow from a drainage basin of watershed that appears in surface streams.
Evaporation, a process made possible by energy from the sun, also known as solar radiation. And when this water vapor in the sky reforms into liquid water droplets, that's condensation. And when this water falls back down to the earth, there's rain, snow, hail, and sleet, that's precipitation. Plants have their own type of evaporation through their stomata, which is called transpiration. So collectively, the term used for transpiration